Alright, YouTube, guys, girls, what is going on? How are you guys doing? Beautiful people. Welcome back to another creator talk or forest talk, whatever name you guys want to give these. Obviously, I'm not in a forest, I'm in my backyard. We have Kira right there rolling around in circles, so I hope she doesn't hit the tripod. Anyways, though, guys, if you hear a little bit of a vent over there, I'm sorry, I can't control people's houses and what they do. But with that said, let's move straight into today's video or chat, okay, guys? And that is three big beginner content creation mistakes that content creators make. Okay, just big mistakes. I say this because I've made this myself many times along my journey when I started my first businesses years back, and I see many people make this today. Okay, and now I'm not saying that I'm perfect from this. It's something that you, as a content creator, regardless if you're a beginner, you're advanced, you're intermediate, you will always have to constantly check up on, constantly reevaluate, make sure it is really in alignment, okay? And that's, I think, why I want to bring so much attention to you guys, especially in the beginning, because I know, and again, I don't regret anything I've done because they were all learning stones, but I know how important it was, and if I did it early on, I could have, I could have been, I guess a lot further. But again, you don't want to think like that as a content creator. But anyways, let's get straight to it. The three things, guys, they're all related around one thing, but we're going to break them down. And those three things are all related around or broken down into your niche, okay? Now, here's what I mean. The first mistake, guys, is simply as a content creator having too many niches. Now, I can be the first one to say that I've been here because if you've seen my bio video, which I'll put up here, you knew or know that I started, and if you don't, I'm explaining it. I had my first business when I was 18 years old, and that was a fitness business, okay? And now it actually went very well. I had tons of clients. Followers are going up, validation from everyone. Like, it was going great. It was fine. If you've seen that bio video, sorry, you know that it was not fulfilling enough for me. It's like playing a sport that you're good at but you don't necessarily love, right? So everyone can cheer you on and you can be super good at soccer or basketball, but if you don't really love it, then what's the point of doing that? So long story short, I dropped that niche or that business and I picked up other businesses. One was a self-help kind of life coaching wellness business. The other one was a photography, videography one, this creator one. Like, I've been around places, and in that process of really, man, that process itself from picking up, dropping, failing, and starting over businesses or niches has been years. It's many years, guys, okay? And in that, I've obviously, I've held on to multiple niches at a time, because you got to keep in mind, like, when you go from one niche to the other, very rarely do you just stop it cold turkey, you know what I mean? When something is so familiar to you, so the fitness industry or the niche was so familiar to me, but I knew I had to do something else, usually, it's a slow, progressive realization or moving from one niche to the next, right? So I get it. I've had many niches before on this YouTube channel, which you guys know. I've had a fitness niche, I've had a photography niche, I've had this content creation niche, and they just all kind of meshed. And now, I'm not saying that is a 100% bad thing. So if some of you guys out there that do have multiple niches, maybe you're just doing it for fun, maybe it's a hobby, maybe you're just trying to show your lifestyle, okay, and you're not really trying to grow your account too much, then don't worry about these tips, okay? I never want it to seem like I'm telling you guys what you have to do and this is how you have to post, because no, who am I to say that, right? Who am I to say that? This is just based on what I've learned myself and what I would recommend, okay? So the first thing is, you gotta be specific enough in your niches. Notice how I didn't say you have to be extremely specific as you only need one niche, okay? I just said, for the first mistake, you can't have too many niches. Does that make sense? You can't have too many contradicting niches is what I should say. So contradicting niches, and I'll explain why, is maybe something like food. So food and sports. All right, so can you imagine you're watching a YouTube channel where it's about food, so they're always in like the kitchen or they're cooking, these great recipes and whatever, and then the next video is like they're like updating like sport highlights of like football and basketball and stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense. Those are two major contradicting niches, okay? Now you can have different niches, but they have to be, for the most part, synergistic, and they have to work together, and I'm going to explain all this in this video. So for me, as an example, the two main contradicting niches were fitness and this whole photography, videography, creative stuff. So fitness and photography, videography, whatever you want to call this, content creation, they're very different. Fitness and photography are day and night different, like very different niches. And if you guys don't think so, they are, okay? I've experienced that. So that is what I'm saying I do not recommend, because, again, I don't regret anything that I've done. I'm so grateful for all of the lessons and the challenges that I had to go through, but But, you know, I would not recommend having multiple niches and holding on to that for too long, because it's just too confusing, okay? It's going to be too confusing for your audience, and things just will, they're not going to be optimal, okay? I'm going to briefly touch on why you don't want this, and then I'm going to move on to the next 2 tips, because again, guys, you know, I can't make these videos like an hour long. That's where the podcast is comes into play, so a little plug to that. But, you know, real simple, guys, and I think you know this, that's why I don't have to say it too much. Sorry, bugs. See, I sit here because I think I escape mosquitoes and bugs, and yet they still find me. Anyways, it's way better, though. The reason I say, guys, and I think, again, you know this, you don't want too many, you know, contradicting niches, is simply just because your audience, you know, it's too difficult to get a grasp or understand what you yourself are getting yourself involved in, right? It's like buying a magazine, and this may sound a little silly, but if you're going to a book section, right? This is actually a really good example. If you're going to a book section, right, Kohl's or Chapters or whatever, and there are different sections. There's a business section, there's a health section, there's a psychological section. You, for the most part, would expect there to be business books in that business section, health books in the health section, fitness magazines in the fitness section. You wouldn't expect the fitness magazine to be in the business section and vice versa, you know, for the most part. And that's the same thing with YouTube, with any form of medium or art. For the most part, people like things to be concise. They like things to be categorized just for their own mental sanity, okay? It makes things easier. People don't want to get invested in too many things because that's not why they click the video. Does that make sense? So again, we could talk about this for ages on why you don't want to do this, and I think you guys are smart enough to understand why. The one thing I will touch on, though, guys, is you can have, and this is where I disagree with some people, where they say, you know, you only can have one niche, meaning, let's say, for me as an example, I basically have, as of right now, and this may change, you know, this is why I'm saying, guys, like, I'm always learning and adjusting and adapting as time goes on, but as of right now, I basically have kind of 2 niches, but they, to me at least, from what I know so far, I mean, we're going to see, they are related and they work synergistically. So for me, that is this whole creative entrepreneurial content creation talks, right, with you guys, being a creator, you know, building your online business, your social media, everything like that. And then it's also photography and videography. So to me, I feel they both work hand in hand, because if you're a content creator, regardless of how, you know, what industry you're in watching this, photography and videography are a set of skills that you will need to be a content creator, period. If you're on social media, if you're on YouTube, that is a video platform. If you're on Instagram, that is a photo platform. And to me, at least, I am able to excel at both of them and make them work because they're related enough. Does that make sense? Now, I could be completely wrong, and maybe you can disagree with me and say, no, David, those aren't related at all. You know, at least for me, this is what I'm doing. Again, I may change, but that's the one thing I would say is okay for you guys. You can have different industries. A perfect example may be fitness, nutrition, and wellness, okay, or self-help. And this is kind of what I was in. If you're in fitness, it's okay to have maybe nutrition. That kind of makes sense. They're 2 relating themes. If you have nutrition, maybe it's okay to have some mindset stuff. Does that make sense? They're all related in one niche. It's not exactly one niche, but they're all kind of related and work synergistically, opposed to it being fitness and photography. Does that kind of make sense? You guys get what I'm saying, or am I beating a dead horse here? Okay, so that makes sense. That is the first thing. It's having too many niches, okay? The next thing, guys, the second main mistake that I've made that I think a lot of you guys hopefully won't make is simply the opposite of that. It's not having too many niches. It's simply not having a niche. And now I'm going to explain why some people do this and why maybe some people are okay with it and why maybe some shouldn't do it, okay? So by not having any niche, you're kind of just up in the air, right? There's really no grounding to that. There's no call to action. There's no purpose, almost. And again, I don't really like to say this, but almost think of it in this sense. And this is why I have to establish this to you guys. You know, a lot of times maybe you look at like your favorite vloggers or people like that, and, you know, it kind of seems like they don't really have a niche, right? They're kind of just, you know, vlogging everything that's their life. You know what I mean? So maybe if they feel like they want to eat food, then they're kind of like a food channel that day. And then if they want to kind of go into fashion, they're a fashion channel that day. And then if they're at a party, they're like a party channel that day. Or if they're doing a prank, they're a prank channel. So they kind of don't really have any niche. And it seems like that, right? And I get it. Like, I completely get it. And it seems like, well, you know, if they don't have a niche and they have tons, like millions or hundreds of thousands of followers, then I don't need to either. I can kind of just document everything. And to an extent you can. And ideally, you will be able to. So this is why I'm saying, you know, take everything with what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because there's no one definitive way to do this. And again, I'm not the be-all, end-all person to tell you this, but generally the reason why that is, guys, is because these people have actually had an industry or a niche. Like I said in number one, they've had, you know, a main distinct or a barrel, we'll call them a familiarity of niches at the beginning. You just maybe didn't see that, okay? So if you look at a lot of people, maybe like I'm thinking guys like Logan Paul or like any of your favorite vloggers, big time vloggers, okay? I can almost guarantee you that if you go back to the beginning of their videos, they were in a niche, okay? Whether that was beauty, whether that was makeup, whether that was technology, whether that was strictly pranks, like 100% pranks, that is a niche, you know what I mean? Entertainment and pranks, where they just did pranks. There were niches. I can almost guarantee you 9 out of 10. I mean, here's a perfect example. PewDiePie. That is a perfect example, right? And now that's an extreme because obviously he's like I think he's the biggest YouTuber in the world. But PewDiePie himself, it may look like, oh, he can kind of make whatever video he wants, which he kind of does. He kind of makes whatever video he wants. And so you may associate or assume that like you can do that too. And the only reason why I'm saying it may not be the best idea is because if you look back at PewDiePie when he started, I believe, a decade ago or something like that, all his videos were little gaming videos. So his industry was gaming. And I know this because like you can study PewDiePie. Like I think you guys know this. All of this stuff was reaction. It was gaming. He was playing like every single thing. As his following grew, he then was able to have the freedom or leisure or leeway to then kind of create more of a lifestyle, holistic approach, I guess you could say. So as an example, me myself, when my channel gets big enough, I may stop making so much tangible. I don't know. I mean, I like making these, so I'll probably make these to the day I die. I mean, we'll see. But that's usually the second thing, guys. Is if it seems like no one has a niche or they don't have a niche, it's simply just because you weren't there early enough for them to, or for you to see their niche, right? They're not at a point where they have enough followers that they can kind of make whatever they want. And the reason I say this, and I don't want you guys to necessarily fall into this trap, is because if you don't have a niche or almost an area of expertise or something that people can know you for, then it's going to be very hard to grow. And this is a hard pill that I had to swallow because, again, I told you I had multiple niches, you know? So, like, I kind of wanted it to be everything on just me. And I know that that sounds right, and I believe ideally that can happen, but at least in the beginning phases, I'm not saying you have to be known for one thing, but it's almost of the idea of if you try to help everyone, you basically help no one because you're almost in a sense half-assing all of the different niches. And I'm not saying you guys are lazy or anything like that, but that's kind of the psychology behind it, which I think you know. So I'm going to finish that there. Your favorite vloggers are guys who are massively big, who seem like they have no niches. I guarantee you they did have niches, or they probably still do now. You just may not be aware of it. Okay, so that is number 2, not having any niches and deciding I'm just not going to have anything. Just, you know, it's okay. Just pick something. And again, if you're confused about, well, what is my niche, David? What do I do? I've actually just created a video. If you're watching this, maybe it was posted a few days back. Like I told you guys, we're doing daily videos. I don't know if I told you that or not, but we're doing daily videos, and I'll put that up here. How to find your niche yourself. Anyways, guys, let's move on to it because these videos get pretty lengthy. The third main rookie or beginner mistake that I see a lot of people make. I made this myself, and this is why I can say this because guys. All of these things that I'm saying, like, I've been there, okay? Like, I'm not just saying this because, like, I read some statistic on YouTube or no, like, this was all just trial and error experience, screwing up and realizing, this maybe doesn't work. And the third thing, guys, is, actually, believe it or not, that is being in a niche that you think will do well. And what I mean by that is you being only in a niche simply because you believe that is the best niche for YouTube. Meaning you're kind of just being a bandwagoner and you're kind of just riding what you think YouTube will favor the most. That is, and I say this for the last one because that is, I know, and here's the ironic part of the paradox. I know it seems like that would make so much sense, right? Doing what is really trendy. I get it, man. Like maybe maybe pranks are super trendy, and you yourself have never been a prankster, but because it's super trendy, you decide like I'm gonna do this. Now, there can be circumstances where that can work, and maybe you love pranking, maybe that's meant for you, but what I'm saying is that if you yourself are a YouTuber and you merely just hop onto trends or do things because they're getting massively big, again, I'm going to explain how I was in this, to be honest. I kind of was, I kind of wasn't, but like I can explain. If you do things simply because they're really popular and maybe they're really easy and everyone's doing them, that will be the fastest and most surefire way that you will fail. I can guarantee you are going to quit, you're going to stop, you will not do it. I promise you, because in the beginning it may seem really cool, you're going to hate it because it's just not you. It's not what you're built for. For me, it was fitness as an example. My first business was the fitness niche, or the fitness business. And now it's not necessarily, and here's why, again, I don't regret anything. Like, I'd been doing fitness prior for years, so I wasn't necessarily bandwagoning too much, but I did choose it because I knew it was relatively easy. Like, I knew a lot of people did it. There were a lot of people I wouldn't say I would copy, but like the fitness industry in and of itself, guys, it's very cookie cutter. And if that offends some people, like, I'm sorry, but it just, at least where it is right now, like, a lot of people just jump in on it because everyone's doing the same kind of video, the same, full day of eating video, this, what do I eat, bicep curl this, and it's just like, I can say this because I've been in the fitness industry. I'm not saying that you can make it unique and different, which I would recommend, but I was in there, and I stopped it. Inevitably, you can see me here because, dude, it just wasn't me. And I would recommend you guys check out the bio video if you want more context. But it was that simple. It just was not me. So, guys, sorry, I thought Kira was. Yeah, we're looking good here. Guys, that is the last step or recommendation that I see a lot of people do and a lot of people make. And I promise you will fail that way. Like, guys, YouTube, from what I've learned, anything, YouTube, business, social media, being a content creator, guys, it is such a beautiful journey. It is such a beautiful journey if you stay true to yourself and you do what your gut's telling you to do. If you do what you feel you want to do. And I don't mean that in an egocentric way, but I mean, dude, if you just really fucking love, and excuse me swearing, but if you just really love, if you love water sports, like you love boats, like you love, what's that called? Wakeboarding, I believe. Yeah, I used to do that. If you love wakeboarding or like water skiing, and you like, bro, your entire life you've done this, but maybe it just doesn't do super well on YouTube. Maybe there are not too many water or wakeboarding channels, and like maybe you don't see too many people, and so you think like, oh, I can't do this. Let me just go jump into snowboarding, something which maybe you do, but you don't like as much because it's popular. Dude, you're gonna fail. You will fail. You will fail. You will fail. And in fact, it's actually ironic, and it's a paradox. I would say go 100% with what people are not doing. Like this is, guys. This is what I've learned myself. Like, YouTube and content creation, it's all backwards. It's all backwards. I heard a good quote, and it was these guys over on YouTube. Their channel was, I believe, Think Media, and they said different is better than better. Okay, and that really got me thinking. Different is better than better. People themselves, me, you, we crave things that are authentic and new, genuine, different. We can't. Anyways, I'm beating a dead horse here, but guys, you don't just want to copy someone, okay? People hate repetition. We hate seeing just another replicas. Like, we just don't, okay? It's not cool. It doesn't look original at all. People love originality. Bro, you could be like, who I'm watching right now? I mean, anyways, I'm ranting. This video is almost already 20 minutes, guys. I can talk about this for so long, and there's so many different videos I can make, but I'm going to leave it there for now because, guys, I'm not making 40-minute videos, it's not realistic. So that's really it, guys. To recap it real quick, the three biggest mistakes, guys, are: 1, you have too many niches, too many contradicting niches. 2, you don't have a niche, maybe because of like the people you've seen and they seemingly don't have a niche, you choose not to have a niche. I would recommend try to find a niche. I'm not saying you have to pick one forever, but try to find one. You can check the video that I've done before on how to find a niche. And the third one, guys, is choosing a niche simply because, you think it's popular or trendy or it's going to get you, followers really quick. That will screw you over 9.99999 out of 10 times. And I would almost argue 10 out of 10 times, like 100 out of 100. Like, that is not what you want to do. And I learned that the hard way, okay? Please do not do that. Please do not do that. It is better to grow slow and authentic than to grow fast and disgenuine. Because this roller coaster is going to cut off. You're going to land flat on your face. Like, you don't want it. You just don't want that. So I'm going to finish it there. I hope that helped, guys. I will make more videos about this in further detail. Guys, like, the thing is about this and why I love doing this is I can talk about topics like this forever. So if you guys have any question, maybe you want to know a certain topic on content creation yourself, being a content creator, utilizing social media, ideally building your online business, please shoot me a question down below, and I'd love to make more videos on it. Until then, guys, I'm going to finish it there. Please do give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys are new. My name is David Hammond. I'm a creative entrepreneur as well as a photographer and videographer, like I said, or you can check in the bio video. If you guys are interested, though, for now, do check out the podcast, okay? I have tons. I believe I have about 30 episodes, and they range from, 40 minutes, an hour sometimes. We interview other guests, other content creators, so check that out if you like this content and you'd like more. And until then, check out the Instagram, stay connected, and I will see you guys tomorrow, I guess, because I'm posting videos every other day, at least right now. So thanks, guys, for everything. Please use these tips wisely. Please rewatch this video if you have to, because if I can save you a lot of stress and agony, voice crack, agony, by you watching this, then like, dude, it's okay, because like I just don't want you guys going through the problems like I had to go through, as cheesy or as I don't know. That's the truth though. So that's it. Thanks guys for everything. I'll talk to you guys soon. Much love. We have the backyard. We did have somewhat golden light, but I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, much love. Peace.